Servicio Nacional de Aprendizaje SENA. Centro Agropecuario La Granja, El Espinal, Tolima. Tecnología en Análisis y Desarrollo de Software. Ficha 2675782. Evidencia GA2 240202501. AA2 EVIDENCIA. Video Lugares turísticos. Popayán, Cauca. Instructor licenciado Joan Manuel Triana Urueña. Presentado por Alfredo Polanco Huertas. Santiago de Cali, mayo 2023. Popayán, the Way City of Colombia, is known for its rich history, colonial architecture, and culture. Here I describe some of its tourist places. Caldas Park. It is the heart of the history center of Popayán, where there are representative buildings of the city, such as the Cathedral of Our Lady of the Assumption and the Clock Tower. It was inaugurated in 1915 and is named in honor of the scientist, naturalist, and hero of Colombian independence, Francisco José de Caldas. In this park, various cultural, social, and political activities have been carried out, and it was witnessed important historical events that had marked the history of the city. Caldas Park is a vibrant place where people gather to enjoy the surrounding architectural beauty. Its lively atmosphere conveys joy and community. Metropolitan Cathedral Basilica of Our Lady of the Assumption. This Metropolitan Cathedral, a minor basilica, main seat of the Archdiocese of Popayán, is dedicated to the Virgin Mary under the title of Our Lady of the Assumption. The construction is located on the south side of Caldas Park, in the historic center of Popayán, having undergone great change due to the frequent earthquakes in the region. In its origin, it was a straw ranch. In 1609, a second cathedral made of wood and masonry was inaugurated. The current one was consecrated in 1906 by Archbishop Manuel Antonio Arboleda, who equipped it with a magnificent European piping organ. Its style is neoclassical, and a large part of the building was rebuilt following the 1983 earthquake, including the large 40-meter high dome, whose restoration followed the guidelines of the original structures designed by the artist Adolfo Dueñas. The cathedral emanates spirituality and solemnity. Its impressive architecture and solemn atmosphere will invite contemplation. Clock Tower. This modern style building, which began construction in 1653, is located in the southwestern corner of Caldas Park, formed by the streets of El Reloj and Real de las Catedrales, in the historic center of Popayán. Fulfills the function of being the bell tower of the Cathedral of Our Lady of the Assumption or of Tránsito. It has a pendulum club installed in 1737 with only 2 pointers, the hours and the minutes, similar to those found in many European buildings. The clock tower is an emblematic site of Popayán, being one of the most photographed places in the city. Archdiocesan Museum of Religious Art. The Archdiocesan Museum of Religious Art is located in an old 18th century house in a neoclassical style, built with plans by the Payanese religious and architect Marcelino Pérez de Arroyo in the year 1783, located on calle Cuarta, número 456 in Popayán. It was created in order to protect, conserve, catalog, restore, and exhibit the numerous works owned by the Archdiocese of Popayán, the parishes, churches, convent, and where possible by individuals. The exhibition of the legacy covers different periods from the 16th of the 20th centuries, with a representative sample of oil paintings, carvings, metalwork, furniture, ornaments. The pieces symbolize characters of Christian iconography, some brought from Europe and the provinces of the Quito, with a cultural syncretism that is considered by scholars of the subject as one of the most beautiful and important of its kind in the country, due to its high artistic quality and content. The collection offers monstrances deserves to be highlighted, the splendor of which can be seen not only in the preciousness of their workmanship, but also in the richness of the materials and the profusion and setting of precious stones that adorn them. Close observation of them has allowed us to reflect on the faith of the believing people of the region, who wonder the brotherhood of the faithful and the direction of the Catholic Church. The precious objects were made for the exhibition and adoration of the real mystery of the Eucharist. Exploring the museum provides a unique opportunity to immerse yourself in the religious and artistic history of Popayán. The works of art convey a tangible connection to the past. University of Cauca, Cloister of Santo Domingo. The University of Cauca was created on April 24, 1827 by General Francisco de Paula Santander, being one of the oldest educational institutions in Colombia. Its main headquarters, called Cloister of Santo Domingo, is located in a building of colonial and neoclassical architecture located on Carrera 5 between 4th and 5th Streets. The main entrance of the Cloister of Santo Domingo is on the corner of Carrera 5 and Calle 4 where the stone-floored square is located, and in the center of which there is a quarry stone fountain. On the left side is the entrance of the Temple of Santo Domingo. At the top of the door, you can see carved in stone the emblem of the university, a hand holding a torch, and with the date 1827, the year it was founded. Currently, the administrative office and the Faculty of Law, Political and Social Sciences operate there. In the center of the main patio is the bust of the poet Guillermo Valencia, erected in 1958, and the other end, under a metal door, is the Cueva del Indio, a replica of the Tierra Adentro Hipogeus. In the Bolivar patio, you access the Francisco José de Caldas Auditorium, the highest classroom of the alma mater. Its construction began in 1892. In 1927, for the celebration of the 100 years of the university, the oil painting Apoteosis a Popayán by the painter Efraín Martínez, which represents the poem Canto a Popayán, was inaugurated on this campus by the writer Guillermo Valencia. Santo Domingo, at its called daily, has been the scene of various events in student life, from the inauguration on its rectors, through the visits of the important personalities, to the holding of assemblies and student camps. Church of Santo Domingo. The Church of Our Lady of the Rosario of the Order of Preachers of Church of Santo Domingo is located on Carrera 5 with Calle 4, Calle del Empedrado with Calle de Santo Domingo, in the historic center of Popayán. This building is a beautiful example of the colonial religious architecture developed after 1736, called Popayán style. The structure of the temple has a basilica plan with a tower with a quadrangular base, but with two octagonal bodies topped with a dome, in addition to having a rectangular pediment of the facade, and below it a central stained glass window, and framing the large gate a beautiful doorway made of the stone and brick masonry, considered the most notable element of all the exterior ornamentation. It has inside a variety of Baroque altars bathed in gold leaf, and the main altar in neoclassical style, in addition to excellent brick masonry work in the arches of both the side niches and the choir, the columns and the presbytery. Next to the main entrance is the law faculty of the University of Cauca. In front there is also the Santo Domingo Square, which in its center is a fountain that was first located in Caldas Park until 1910. Church of the Hermitage. The Hermitage of Jesus Nazareno Santa Barbara, and Santa Catalina de Alejandría, or simply the Hermitage of Jesus Nazareno, built in 1617 is located in the historic center of Popayán on a part of Calle 5, formerly called Calle Real de los Catedrales or La Ermita. Architecturally, it is very simple, with a smooth face, devoid of any decoration, in which the heights of its gable roof are emphasized and crowned by a belfry of a single body on a cornice, and topped by an elliptical pediment, in which three campaniles open in a semicircular arch to house clapper bells, flanked by shadows of pilasters of Doric Tuscan affiliation, with support and entablature whose friezes lacks the characteristic three fleets and metopes typical of the Doric order. Church of San Francisco. The Church of San Francisco de Asís of the Order of Friars Minor of Popayán, or Church of San Francisco, is one of the most important Catholic temples in Colombia, due to its late Baroque New Granada style, being declared a National Monument of Colombia in 1996. In its bell tower, it has one of the rarest bells in America, called the San Antonio Bell, cast in gold in bronze. It has 10 side altars with images, among with those of San Pedro Alcántara, the Lord of the Coronation, the Christ of Veracruz, the Lord of the Scourges, San Francis of Assisi, San Anthony of Padua, and the Christ Stand, o conocido as the Poppy. It has a plateresque style pulpit, considered the best in Colombia. The Church of San Francisco evokes a sense of reverence and awe. Its interior full of sacred art contributes to the spiritual experience. Church of San Jose. The Church of the Company of Jesus, better known as the Church of San Jose, is a Catholic temple located in the historic center of Popayán on the corner of Carrera 8 and Calle 5, formerly called the streets of La Compañía and El Seminario. It belonged to the Company of Jesus until 1767, when they were exiled for royal orders from the Spanish monarchs. It is an architectural jewel of Popayán and was declared a National Monument of Colombia in 1996, along with its movable wall. Church of San Agustín. The Church of the Order of Hermits of San Agustín de Hipona, or Church of San Agustín, is located on Carrera 6 and Calle 7, just 2 blocks from Parque de Caldas. It's a treasure from the late Baroque of the 18th century due to its enormous presence of this style in its altar pieces, including the largest one located in the presbytery. The church has a basilica plan with two side naves, the central one being taller and wider than the others. It also has two access entrances, one that faces Calle de las Cárceles or Calle 7, which is the main one, and the other, a little more modest, that faces Calle de San Agustín or Carrera 6. This temple has a particularity that what makes it special about the other churches in the center is that it has two towers located at the two ends of the golf's nave. Both had a very similar design to the iconic clock tower, which in a similar way is the bell tower of the Cathedral Basilica of Our Lady of the Asunción de Popayán. However, the south tower, which first has a pentagonal plan and then becomes square, here does not function to protect the bells, but rather contains the sacristy in its lower part and the upper floors. They are used to store the images that are paraded during Holy Week, while the North Tower, in addition to being the bell tower, also has the baptistery and its base, similar to Santo Domingo. The church and the Augustinian convent, as well as the entire center as a whole, were declared a National Monument of Colombia in 1959. Humilladero Bridge. The Humilladero Bridge is located on Carrera 6 between streets 1 and 2 over the Molino River on the old Camino Real del Portazgo del Norte from Popayán to Cali. Its construction began 1868 and was completed in 1873. Its objective was to improve the entrance to the city by eliminating a very steep slope, and that is where the origin of the name comes from, since the area was on an inclination, which made it mandatory to lower one's seat. This beautiful bridge and Calicanto Bridge, approximately 2,000 meters and 5 meters wide, with side railings, would be most important work of the Italian priest and architect brother Serafin Barbetti, who would arrive in Colombia in 1859. Morro de Tulcán. The Morro de Tulcán, or Pyramid of Tulcán, the main archaeological site of Popayán, consists of a small and natural hill in the shade of a truncated pyramid, in which elements from the pre-Columbian era were found. Approximately between the years 5000 and 1600 were Greece, a period known as the Late Chieftain Societies. Climbing El Morro provides a unique perspective of the city and its surroundings. The history surrounding the place evokes a sense of wonder and admiration. Credits. Produced by Alfredo Polanco Huertas. Copyright 2023. M.